Welcome into the show that will be more profitable than the Marvels, which isn't saying much at all. I mean, I don't even know if that's probably I don't even know if that classifies a backhanded compliment at this point. What do you think, Ryan? I mean, what isn't more? Solo is more profitable than the Marvels at this.
I could go to Vegas right now and put down a $200 million bet on black, and the roulette wheel goes to red, and I would still be more profitable than the Marvels.
Oh, we got a fun day to talk. We got a fun day today. We got a full weekend of failures and flops and cope going on. But we are joined by the most positive man on the internet. Diversity is his middle name, Ryan Kennel. What's up, man?
That's right. You thought the D stood for something else, but yes, I'm here. The Marvels. Listen. We have really underestimated the Marvels. I think we have to be honest about that. In my wildest dreams,
I don't know
I
if
didn't
we
think
under.
there
I think
was.
we overestimated it. I think we overestimated it.
What I meant was we
Yeah.
underestimated its box office record-setting ability. Like, I thought it was going to be bad, right? I thought it was going to be a bad box office. I wasn't sure if it was going to be the lowest ever. You know, it was going to get really less than 55 million. Yeah, it did that. And then I'm like, with such a bad opening, it's going to be really hard for it to set the record for the worst drop off. Yet here we are,
Here
$10
we
million
are.
second weekend. And it might end up being fourth at the box office this week, potentially, when the final numbers come out.
Is it like how realistic is a sub 200 million
It's
worldwide?
possible. I don't think it'll happen, but it's possible.
The fact that even as a discussion right now is insane, dude. I cannot believe how bad this is. Because me and you were talking about could it maybe
I was like guessing 350 was
Yeah,
my
I was like
guess.
yeah, I was like, could it maybe possibly go below 300? I doubt there's any chance that's happening. We're debating on if it can clear $200 million right now. Wow. What
Yeah.
an awesome story we have though from that one. That's just glorious.
Like right now, it feels like people are projecting it in the 210 to 240 million dollar final global range, which probably is about true. It had a $10 million weekend here. It had a $20 million weekend overseas. Also, on like a 70% drop overseas, which is really fucking bad as well. So, yeah.
If this isn't an indictment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, nothing ever will be for a lot of these weirdos out there. But this truly will. There was a story which I don't know how legit it is. There was a story that Brie Larson will return in the MCU. Did you see that one going around?
Well, I can tell you it's from an interview where they asked her, like, "Oh, do you think, like, what else is left for Captain Marvel?" She's like, there's still so much that we could do with her, and she has so much room to grow and everything." And then she's like, I could say something. I don't want Marvel to come after me. I could say something, but I won't. I'll keep it to myself." So that was everyone thinking, wow, she's got some project. She's not currently signed on for anything else. I said in my video, maybe the thing that Marvel doesn't want her to say is that she's not going to play the character again.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's true.
But I mean, what do you expect her to say on a promotional tour for the Marvels? Like,
well, I mean, it's just I don't see how they can bring her or pretty much anything back from the current MCU slate right now. They more than likely will. And to be fair, I hope they do. I really do. I'm enjoying watching them just continue to double, triple, and quadruple down on all of this nonsense. It is funny. I'm not in a place where I want to see them correct course. I kind of just want to see them continue to do exactly what they've done to get themselves in this position and ignore all the fans. So I don't really want them to correct course because I don't think they have the ability anyway. Not with the current executive branch that they have at Disney and the people that they've brought in. I don't think they have the ability to correct course. And even if they did, it would be short-lived because they would still go right back to this bullshit. If anything, all they would do is bring back Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and basically regain some of the fans' trust and then start down this path once again. That's what I think. That I don't see any way that they will sustain the success if they could get it back. Jay Saggy Orangutan Titty says Mario RPG remake is S tier Obama. Yeah, I haven't played it yet. I know Krista played it over on Geeks Gamers Play. Everybody's loving it as they should, and Nintendo just continuing to crush it, man. So Andrew CR says, I call my brother-in-law the Marvels. Has no legs. There you go. There you go. Lord Botha, is it Botha? Becomes a new member. Joe Bob Purdue with the $1.55.
155. That's an interesting number.
That is an interesting. Thunderstrike says Marvel made more on No Way Home than all of the Phase 4 and 5 combined when losses factor in.
I believe. Well,
yeah.
I actually don't know. Maybe like that movie may have made more money, yes, but Disney didn't get a massive cut of that. I think Disney gets like 25% of those profits because it's a Sony movie.
Yeah.
So, like the movie in totality, profitability wise, probably that's true. I'd have to look at the numbers you're talking about to see if that's based on Disney, though. I'm not sure. Probably.
CG Hero 23 for 10 on Rumble says, watched The Killer on Netflix over the weekend. You'd love it, Ryan. All his victims are women and minorities.
Sounds good. You never know when you get the itch. So,
Lord Botha, finally get to catch the Daily Show live. Hail Thanksgiving break and hail the 199. That's what's up right there. Thank you, man. And I hope everybody has a great week. A lot of people are gonna have some time off. I'm not gonna stop. I'll be working through. I'll probably go live on Thursday over on Play to do some gaming. I'm not sure yet, but yeah. This train don't stop at G&G, baby. Let's go. Obi-Wan John says Argentina, baby. Oh yeah, and Marvel sucks. 100%. I covered the Argentina stuff over on Cobra Cast. It was awesome. And man, we'll see how that all plays out. Spider Claw 74 says MCU. I was gonna say MCU fan. MCU is trash, and this is not gonna change. Sony's Madam Web looks trash too, but if they put Sydney Sweeney in a skin tight outfit, it might be worth it. Dude, that Madam Web trailer looks fucking horrendous.
yeah, and it doesn't even look like, I said this before, it doesn't look like the movies. Like, there's nothing in the movie that you're like, oh, you're about to get preached to or something. But it just looks really cringe. The acting looks bad.
CW,
Some of the
baby.
dialogue, yeah, it looks like CW.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of heavy identity politics or whatever thrown in. Like, I don't think anyone would be surprised if that was the case. But I'm just saying, solely based off the trailer. And yeah, I think a little more of Sydney Sweeney in the spider suit would probably have done that trailer well. Also whoever that other chick is too. So
Delish Halfling says, hail to all my fellow adventurers, the 199. Well, thank you, and hail right back to you. All right, we got to get right into it. The Marvels is officially the worst opening ever for an MCU film. And then after its worst opening for an MCU film ever, it then has the biggest second weekend drop. And as I said in my video, and I'm sure Ryan has broke this down too, and many others, it's one thing to have a record-breaking opening weekend in the positive direction and then have a massive second weekend drop. That makes sense. It's front-loaded. If you do...
Yeah, like No Way Home or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm,
people are like, oh, we got to go see it before spoilers. That had like a
right.
pretty big drop second weekend because it made like $350 million.
Exactly. It's another thing to have a record low opening weekend, then to follow that record low up with the worst second week drop in, I think, comic book movie history, correct? It beat Morbius, correct?
Correct.
What an accomplishment.
In the history of comic book movies. I don't care if we're talking about Blade. I don't care if we're talking about
Meteor Man.
Like anything, any comic book movie in history. The Flash's box office bomb, that was like 72%. Morbius at like around 74 or 75%. Nothing compares to the Marvels. It is breaking through all barriers, setting records. The highest opening weekend for a movie directed by a black female is also the movie that's going to lose the most money in history for the MCU.
I'm so
Also,
proud. I'm so
will be
proud of black people. I'm so proud of black people for
another
this
big
accomplishment.
first, the first MCU title to fall short of the $100 million domestic mark. They
Woo!
just cannot stop. And I mean, look at this comparison. A 10.2 million. And we don't have the final number yet. The final number should be coming out at some point within the next, I don't know, 30 or 45 minutes here.
Mhm.
And it could end up being, oh, they're in. The numbers are in. Thanksgiving moved up $100,000. The Marvels is 4th place at the box office this weekend. 10.2 million, 4th place. Thanksgiving is at 10.3. So I assume that those are updated numbers. Maybe we don't have the updated Marvel numbers, but at least Thanksgiving updated. A 78% drop off in its second weekend. Overseas, it didn't do much better. A 70% drop overseas. So it's not like it's going to be carried by the international box office. And now the Marvels is looking like it might crack $200 million, maybe 225, somewhere in that vicinity. It doesn't get much
Jeez.
worse than this.
Yeah, no, this is it. I mean, if you go back, and this is what I like to celebrate. Go back to when Captain Marvel came out. Go back to when that movie made. Did it make like 1.1 or something like that? Billion dollars, something
Over a
like that.
billion,
It
yeah.
did. It made over a billion. And you remember Rotten Tomatoes changed their site up. The mainstream media was just out there every day because there's this whole meme about how I've made like so many Brie Larson videos. Few of my videos are like, I would say like maybe like 20% of my Brie Larson videos are about Brie Larson. The rest of them are the media writing these favorable articles and preaching and praising Brie Larson. That really did drive home, I think, the hatred towards her. It was the media just taking everything and just putting her on this pedestal. Now, she is, in my opinion, she's horribly unlikable. She's a terribly unlikable person, but it was all the stuff surrounding it. And now looking at where we are, you remember all the Brie bots, all the Stan accounts, all these weirdos that were going after you. They're nowhere to be found now. Like, yeah, there's a few of them out there still, but I'm just saying, generally speaking, it's nothing close to what it used to be. And if I could go back in time during that success and know that we were heading towards this colossal failure, it would have brought me so much joy at that particular point in time. But we all kind of knew that that was where this was heading. We all knew it was a house of cards. But now seeing the reality of this happen, and on top of that, substantially worse than any of these rage bait, clickbait YouTubers predicted. Even we, people always say these guys they just blow all the negativity out of proportion. Dude, this movie's doing worse than any of us predicted. No one. Ryan, do you know anyone that predicted these numbers? This is horrific.
Not quite like this. Not quite like this. It's pretty bad. And it's a combination of things. Not combination like, oh, the writers and actors strike bullshit. Not that.
No.
It's a movie that was not well received, but they market it as the most important thing in the world. That is a big factor why people saw Captain Marvel in the first place. Not because it was featuring a female, not because female empowerment, it's because you told Marvel fans that this is something that's very important to go see. Remember, Ant-Man and the Wasp also came out in between Infinity War and Endgame, but it wasn't necessarily marketed as the most important thing for you to watch. Captain Marvel was. The tease, the final moment for Infinity War, we see the Captain Marvel like emblem. Like she's supposed to come and save the day. So you got this massive fan base. You told that was important. They went and go saw it. They didn't like it. Very, very split. And then you combine that factor with two other characters that people are not interested in, forcing them into this, the way that it was marketed, the fact that people are tuned out of the MCU period at this time, the fact that it's a sequel to like 5 or 6 other things, most on Disney Plus that people also don't care about. The care factor for this movie is so low. And it is just truly the indication that after 15 years, we've hit an all-time low for Marvel, at least for right now. I guess it could always get worse.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I see some people saying Jay called it. Well, Jay did call that
Five Nights at
Five Nights at
Freddy's.
Freddy's would beat it. But what I'm saying is flirting with $200 million and less than 100 million at the domestic box office. This is truly next level. And And yeah, when the numbers do ultimately update, whenever that's going to be, or we don't have updated yet, right? Because I've got it pulled up too. I'm looking at some of the places I follow,
I mean,
but the Marvels.
Thanksgiving moved up. Like the Thanksgiving one definitely moved up because it was at 10.2 yesterday, and now it's at 10.3. They were tied for third or fourth place.
Well, I have ERC tweeted 10 minutes ago, said early studio estimates have the Marvels topping Thanksgiving for 3 this weekend. Stay tuned. But that was 12 minutes ago. And then you just got that update. So we will see when we get the numbers in. But yeah, man, this is wild. So I'm loving it. Marvel deserves it. And this is as Ryan talked about, this is a combination of things, but it's like if you look at the lack of enthusiasm for a lot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe shows, the Disney Plus stuff, I also do think that Disney as a brand is just damaged significantly. Isn't Wish opening this weekend?
Yes.
And so I don't think there's a lot of enthusiasm for that. I haven't heard. I know like Film Threat I saw
The
Film
reviews
Threat
are not
uploaded
good. The
what did Film
reviews are
Threat
not good
say?
for it. Basically said it's not very good. It's not like the worst thing in the world, just not very good. The critic reviews are rotten for it, like sitting around 55%, which would be the first time in like 18 years Disney Animation Studios has seen something like that. That would be worse than Strange World was reviewed by the critics. But box office wise, the traditional 3-day, it's looking around at like a $50 million opening. There's obviously a holiday involved because of Thanksgiving, so it's like a 5-day opening, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? It's always tough to track what it'll do after a big holiday weekend, but I tend to think that it will do better. I think it's going to end up maybe topping Elemental when it's all said and done. Will that be enough for it to make money? Elemental is not profitable at the theater, despite what anybody wants to lie to you about. Didn't even hit $500 million. Had a big international to domestic split. But I mean, I could see Wish getting above that. It just all depends.
Yeah.
The opening is not going to be as like bad as Elemental. Elemental was historically bad. That was like a $30 million opening or something. I don't think we're going to see that. I think Wish is probably going to open in the $50 million range.
You think
for
so?
3-day, and then
Because of the
5-day
holiday,
will be
right?
and then
Because of the
5-day will
holiday.
be a little bit higher, like a 65 or 70 or something. Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know if I see anybody talking about Wish outside of memeing on it. I feel like I was more conversation around Elemental, but yeah, you're right. The holiday does change the dynamics of that. So you think it could probably hit 50 million opening weekend, potentially.
Yeah, and that's just me looking at box office projection. That's the one that I like to use because they use all these different sources. And even if it does open to 50 million, even if it has a big holiday weekend of like 70 million 5-day, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make its money back. But I don't think we're looking at a opening weekend like Elemental. I don't think we're looking at a bomb like that.
Well, they're in trouble regardless. And so I guess the question moving forward is, does this change the focus of the MCU, Ryan, with this colossal failure of the Marvels, or do they continue on the same path?
I don't I don't think this actually changes anything because I think things are already in the works. Like, I think it's obvious they knew that this was going to be bad. That's why we're already hearing things about all these directors that have been switched around, these writers that have been swapped around, things that have been like Daredevil completely remaking it from the ground up. The Blade movie once again is getting rebooted from the start. The Captain America for having undergoing massive fucking reshoots. The rumors we hear about the villains they want to move away from versus bring in. All of this shit was already in the works. I think that they knew the Marvels was going to do this. I think they knew it was going to happen. Just across the board, the interest level in the MCU is down. Fans have walked away. So is this failure going to necessarily be the catalyst? No, I think this failure is going to be the nail in the coffin for the public perception of Marvel and its protection by the media. Because you still got some media outlets that are being like, well, you got to think about this. You got to think about this. The actor strike. They're making as many excuses as they can, but they can't deny that they're running the same headlines. It's the biggest flop in MCU history, the biggest box office failure in MCU history. So I think that's really what it changes more than anything internally. I think internally the changes have already been happening.
I feel like we're at a point now. Like I did feel genuinely. I felt like after the Rise of Skywalker, which wasn't a failure to the level of something like this, and it still did clear $1 billion, but it's clear that that movie did not do what they wanted it to do. You know what I mean? And it pretty much made everybody unhappy. It made the people that hated The Last Jedi unhappy. It made the people that loved The Last Jedi unhappy because it was just a bad movie, period. But I felt like after Rise of Skywalker, and then Solo come out before or after the Rise of Skywalker? Solo came out before the Rise of Skywalker, right? So you had the Solo failure, then you had Rise of Skywalker. Is that right? Do I have my timeline right?
Yeah.
And then I felt like, okay, you've had Solo, which was a clear, basically that was a direct result of The Last Jedi. Then you had Rise of Skywalker. I felt like, hey, at this point in time, there's no way that Disney can continue on this path. They're going to change because they can't afford to. I know a lot of people want to say that The Mandalorian was a shift forward from that perspective. I don't believe that. I do believe The Mandalorian was a lot more. I enjoyed The Mandalorian season 1 and 2, but I don't think that was just this decision to fix things. You know what I mean? I just think you had some creatives involved with it that told their story and people liked it, but it was clear when you saw Obi-Wan Kenobi, when you saw some of the decisions that they were making in other shows, like Andor. A lot of people like Andor. Doesn't mean that that Disney was like, oh, we have to change things now because of the failure. Like, you know what I mean? So no matter how bad it's going to get, I don't think that Disney has the ability to change at its core. I just don't. So I don't think that anything will change with the MCU. You may find little things happen here and there. You might find a movie you like here or a decision like there, but the overall focus moving forward, I don't think it changes. I just think they're fucked. They have horrible people in place right now. We got Chris Gore in the chat, who I just retweeted. Where did it go? Where did it go? I was going to highlight it. Wish evolved into something different after less experienced creators were put into positions of power, or so I've heard. Well, thank you, Chris Gore. Go subscribe. Has Film Threat at 100K yet? They're closing in.
Probably
How
close.
close? How close to 100K is Film Threat? Let's drop a link to Film Threat, guys. Let's get them to 100K.
Is it true Brie Larson takes legal action against Disney after the Marvel's box office disaster? That sounds like a Mike Zero video.
Or Josiah Rice's video.
At this point, it's tough to tell the difference. But that sounds like a Mike Zero video title. And if it is, then no. No, that's not the case.
That's funny. That might be my next video now. I'll make that video. Like, Brie Larson is suing Disney after the failure. That's 100K right there, baby. That's a 100K video right there.
It might be.
Oh, man. But there you go. Thank you, Nerd Wars, Erwin in the chat. Appreciate you, man. Got the link to Film Threat. You guys make sure you go subscribe over there. And yeah, I mean, I just don't see it. I have no faith in what they're doing. So, you know, we had Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I loved. That changed nothing about the MCU, though. It changed nothing. It was a good movie that had a good director that carried out his vision, but it didn't change the MCU moving forward. And I don't think that they have the ability to do that at all. So time will tell. Time will tell.
I just looked up Mike Zero's his latest videos. Brie Larson takes legal action against Disney after the Marvel's box office disaster.
No. Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the greatest journalist of all time. I agree.
Yeah, look.
Jesus.
It is. and what do you know? Like the video right before it, Rachel Zegler strikes back at the studio. Man, they must be in it together.
Holy shit, man. Mike Zero, man. Mike Zero. Oh boy.
Oh boy. I just hate it when I get asked questions about that shit. That's what I hate. God.
Oh, you gotta love it.
All right, let's catch up with some of these chats. Garfield's Bizarre Adventures for 5. I remember when I looked forward to new Disney Pixar releases. The new film Wish is out, and I have no interest in seeing a girl boss activist. It's so hard to predict. To me, it's so hard to predict for those type of movies because one, they're like wholly family movies, right? Which families have seemingly abandoned Disney lately. There's no doubt about that. But they're wholly family movies. So I don't feel like what we talk about on a day-to-day basis, we necessarily have a great like feel on the pulse for that. And then also for these things that are not some, it's not like it's some franchise, right? It's just another Disney animated movie. So it's not like you're gonna have fans out beforehand or anything like that. Any type of that type of excitement. So it's tough to know how it'll do. Right now, the same people who called Elemental being a failure have it tracking between 40 and 60 million opening weekend, which to me certainly wouldn't be like some sort of disaster or anything, but it would still have a lot of work to do to, get to profitability. And
What's the budget on that one?
another 200 million. So depending on what the marketing is, 75 million, 100 million, like you could maybe say like best case scenario, $550 million box office to
Make
break
it
even.
make sense. I don't understand how Wish can have a $200 million budget and the Super Mario Brothers movie with Chris Pratt and Jack Black had a $100 million budget. I don't get it. Who's making these decisions? How does this happen?
I don't understand either because especially like for some of the Pixar stuff, you can see like why it might cost so much to animate something like that. You know,
Yeah.
for Wish, it looks different. The way that they did it, I don't know a ton about animation, but the style looks different than a lot of these more recent Pixar things. Obviously, this is not Pixar. This is Walt Disney Animation Studios, but
Blue Eyed Scorpio's got the answer.
reparations. We're gonna need that.
Holy shit, that was good.
Like, here, let me pull it up just so you can see. This is what I mean. It just doesn't look. It doesn't look as expensive, I guess.
I agree with that. I mean, it doesn't.
2, 1. Asha! I mean,
It looks different. It is a different like type of animation. There's a little more like depth to it almost. I'm not sure.
Asha!
Yeah.
I'm here. Whew, just 1 second. Let me catch my breath. Once upon a time.
Black Girl and a Goat. We'll see how it does.
Black Girl and a Goat should have been the title. I would have gone and seen that shit, dude. If that was titled Black Girl and a Goat.
Yeah. So this was like 6 months ago or something.
I remember this.
Somebody asked, it was on FNT.
Yes,
like,
I remember.
Wish? I've never even heard of that. What is that? Wish? A movie coming out called Wish? I'm like, it's the newest Disney animated movie. They're like, well, what is it about? I said, I think it's about a black girl and a goat, but I don't really know. And sure enough, black goat magic for the win. But this trailer got ratioed.
Damn.
A month ago.
Wow. I can't believe that got ratioed. Like, I don't recall there being anything like specifically. I think it's just a Disney backlash at this point in time, man.
That's what I think too. And the fact that everybody kind of like relates to the villain.
Like, I legitimately would go see this movie if it was titled Black Girl and a Goat. Like, I would. Like that just, I mean, I've been on some other sites where that might be a title, but
like the villain in this just seems to be a responsible leader. Listen to this.
Asha, come with me. The wishes of Rosas.
Wow.
People give their wishes to me, and I grant the wishes I am sure are good for Rosas.
Some of these will never be granted.
Not some, most.
They deserve more than.
I decide what everyone deserves.
They looked a little mean there, but the idea that, well, I'm only going to grant the wishes that are good for people. Yeah, if say somebody was wishing to fucking kill their neighbor, I'm probably not going to grant that wish. So say somebody was wishing that everybody in the city drowned and they became the most powerful. I'm probably not going to grant that wish. Like, look at the fucking replies. Giving the villain a crazy look every now and then won't make people hate him. Dude literally has a point. It's a worrying sign that the trailer makes me agree with the bad guy and root for him. Let's see. I actually don't think the king is wrong in not granting every wish. Curious to see where Disney takes this. The king isn't wrong in not granting every wish. In reality, it's true. I keep bringing it back to Bruce Almighty because that's what it reminds me of. Everything goes to shit when he just answers everyone's prayer and
Yep.
gives them everything that they're asking for instead of, what's really best for them.
It's true. Well, it'll be another Disney movie for us to discuss as the weekend gets here. So I am looking forward to that. So bring it on. I tend to believe this movie is going to be another letdown for them financially, but we'll have to see. I just don't see how that one. I just don't see how that movie is going to drive conversation and drive word of mouth. I just can't see it. But I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea, and I don't know how well Trolls will continue to do. Trolls had a $30 million opening. Did really well overseas. It's made like $70 million overseas. It might have had a little bit early opening there as well. But I mean, what's the budget on Trolls? Can't be that much. What is this fucking called? Trolls Band Together. Trolls, hold on, Band Together budget. So that's $95 million. $95 million budget for that, which is much more reasonable and much more potentially attainable. Still has a lot of work to do to get there for a movie like that, to get to, $300 million or whatever. But that's much more practical than $200 million for every single fucking Disney project that comes out at a minimum.
Yeah. I'm gonna change subjects just for a second, but are you excited for this one, Ryan? First look at Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing, or at least I don't recall. Maybe someone said something about this and I didn't believe it, or but seeing
This looks like
now,
an AI generated image.
It looks horrible. It looks horrible.
Well, like Eddie Murphy looks so young. I know he's not that young, but he looks young.
It doesn't look real.
But it's like Empire Magazine, so
yeah, it's got two minority police officer women.
yeah. What the fuck?
Oh man,
I don't know how I feel about that.
I have zero faith that this will be good. Zero faith. I'm one of the listen. I'm one of the few people that likes Beverly Hills Cop 3. Even all right, it's nowhere near 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are goated. You know what I mean? But I like 3. I don't know what the hell. This is gonna be terrible. This is gonna be terrible. I think. Once Eddie Murphy, you know how crazy it is.
It's tough for me to say it's horrible. I don't know anything about it. This is the first I've heard.
So. Eddie Murphy. I don't think people understand how big of a star Eddie Murphy was back in the day, dude. Eddie Murphy was a massive star, a massive star, and he's kind of become so irrelevant in the last, I don't know, it's been over a decade now. What's the last big movie that Eddie Murphy was in, chat? So
the first Haunted Mansion movie.
Eddie Murphy was the Tom Cruise of his day. Absolutely.
I'm gonna look up Eddie Murphy filmography.
Yeah, Shrek. Yeah, Shrek. But see,
that's tough because I don't really. I guess maybe it's not fair that I don't consider that, but it's like he's a voice actor for an animated character.
Yeah.
And he's great. I mean, he's great in that role, but that's a little bit different than being a movie star, I think.
Yeah. He was huge in the 80s when he still had his edge. Yeah, dude.
See, he was in Norbit. He was in Norbit in 2000.
Oof. Dude, man. He's got some. Does he have a Christmas movie coming out soon on Netflix? I think
he's about that age.
I think he's got a Christmas movie coming out on Netflix. Hang on just a minute. I got to look this up now. From what I remember, it sounded interesting too. Let's see.
I remember the Dr. Dolittle movie.
Yes. Yeah, here it is. Holy shit! This
Daddy
is
Daycare.
This looks super. Oh, it's on wait, is it Amazon? It's Amazon. Candy Cane Lane. Is this it?
Is it a horror movie?
No, it's a Black Christmas comedy. Holy shit, there's no white people in it. Is there? Okay, there's a couple. I want to watch it. Let's watch the trailer, Ryan. I literally have not seen this trailer. Hang on.
I watched the trailer yesterday on my stream. I watched the trailer for Triple Frontier, which is a movie that came out like 4 years ago on Netflix. Just because a lot of people in the chat had no idea what it was. I don't know if you've seen that. I think you have. Triple Frontier is an awesome movie.
Yeah, with Ben Affleck and Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, I
and Pedro Pascal.
love
and Oscar Isaac.
I love that movie. I just put it in the private chat. I have no idea. I have not seen this at all. I will say the trailer has 199,000 views. 199 represent.
I like the music right off the bat. It was like Black Christmas to me. Here we go.
Here we go.
I need your breakfast.
Hold on. Just real quick, I saw a sign. A Black Christmas movie.
No.
There's a sign that says, "Where could Dad be?" I don't know. Don't know what this movie's saying. Maybe we'll find out.
I need your breakfast. Amount of reindeer.
What? Why are you like this?
Thank you so much, baby.
Look. Wow. Merry Christmas.
Oh, hey!
What's Christmas without a little terror?
Are you sure it's not a horror movie?
I don't know, dude. Maybe it is.
What was your Christmas wish?
I just want it to be the best Christmas ever.
Oh, ignore all the fine print. Honestly, it's like you're signing your life away.
Maybe it is.
This is crazy.
Hold up, that was your wish? Not like, I don't know, world peace
End hunger.
and homelessness?
Stop climate change.
Save the polar bears?
New Drake
What the?
album.
Oh,
Is he wearing
Point
makeup?
taken.
Like,
The
is the boy where it is a boy, right? No, keep going.
Yeah. I don't think so. It's just the shadow.
Climate change.
Save the polar bears?
New Drake album.
Oh, I love Drake.
Point taken.
What is it about?
Oh my god!
Ooh, look at you.
Oh, that looked horrible.
Like a tall drink of water.
I'm enchanted.
So was his thing to make Candy Cane Lane a real thing? I don't fucking know.
That looks really bad. That looked really bad.
You're the one who wants to see it.
Until I saw the trailer. I mean, I'm a sucker for good old Christmas movies. I like cheesy Christmas movies. That looks terrible. It looks really bad.
Don't look great.
No. Man, what happened, Eddie? What happened? Who's falling harder, man? Eddie or
old.
Cuba?
You got old. Everyone's gonna make fucking movies.
No, dude. It's been a long run for Eddie, bro. Like, it's been a long run. Eddie Murphy was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood in the 80s. He was a fucking rock star. He was also a legendary comedian. And I feel like The Nutty Professor might be the last big time movie he was in. Is that fair?
Like I don't know, maybe. But let me look it up again. Eddie Murphy filmography. Let's see if we can find this. Eddie Murphy filmography.
I know a lot of people say Shrek, but we're saying like outside of Shrek.
Nutty Professor. I mean, Nutty Professor was like in the 90s, right? That was
Yeah.
96. He did Dr. Dolittle.
Dr. Dolittle was kind of a decent hit. I wouldn't say it's a massive hit, but it was a relatively,
Nutty Professor 2, The Clumps in 2000. 2001, he did Dr. Dolittle 2. Man. Daddy Daycare in 2003. I like that one.
that was a pretty good movie. I actually remember liking that one.
I don't know. Let's see. Tower Heist. I remember that actually. That was the Ben
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller,
Yeah,
Ben
yeah,
Stiller and Eddie Murphy.
Mhm.
But I don't know if that was a fucking massive hit or
Ooh,
anything.
that's a Wesley Snipes has fallen more than Eddie. When's the last time? God, are we just gonna name all these iconic like black actors that have fallen off? Like, because I'm gonna be honest with you, Wesley Snipes was my favorite actor back in the day. Passenger 57, bro. Are you kidding me? Passenger 57, I think might be better than Blade, but they're both phenomenal. You know what I mean? But Passenger 57 is goated.
I don't know. It's like you get to a certain age and all of a sudden you're not necessarily playing like the same roles you did before and you're a little bit like more I don't know. Like Eddie Murphy had a great run in the 80s and 90s, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Denzel didn't fall off, baby.
That's
That's
not
right.
like Cuba Gooding Jr., I feel like in his prime kind of fell off.
They're freaking Will Smith up.
Yeah, Will Smith.
Did
Didn't Eddie Murphy get caught with a transgender hooker or something? Hey, these are the types of things that derail your career.
Did you see the picture that Dom Luker put up? I
Of
commented
him
on it.
with his hands in the doing the Walk of Fame or whatever. Yeah.
Dude, I saw that on my timeline. And I like that.
He was just killing him, murdering him.
Oh man.
He was just murdering him.
I just want Will Smith to heal. Oh, I was thinking about putting if I was gonna make another Will Smith video, I was gonna put this on the thumbnail. Oh shit. Yes, Demolition Man though is probably that might be Wesley Snipes' best role. Simon Phoenix.
We talked a little about the Marvels earlier, Jeremy, but it looks like it could have been either even worse or even better, depending on how you view it. The newest rumor that's going around, and it should be classified as like a report or a rumor. It's not like confirmation from Marvel or anything. It's from a scooper. But apparently there was a line in there that could have gave some definitive answers to Captain Marvel and Valkyrie. Marvel Studios reportedly cut a quote from the Marvels that confirms Carol Danvers and Valkyrie dated in the past. Quote, "We work better as friends." Now, they have multiple times, Tessa Thompson has said Valkyrie is gay, and they even cut a bunch of shit from Thor Love and Thunder that shows she was explicitly gay, all this shit. So it would not surprise anybody if this were true, especially with the kind of vibe that they had when she came onto the ship. But I mean, no one would be surprised if this was the case at all. And I don't know if anyone would be surprised either that Marvel only want to hint at it, but not actually spell it out so that they get all the credit, but none of the actual repercussions from, say, like the Middle East that might come with doing something like this.
Yeah. This is definitely on brand for them because how many times have we seen them add something like this so that they can get that, but then they edit it out in certain areas. This is why they're in the position they're in, dude, because look, man, you're not going to please everybody. That is a fact of life. You're just not. So what you should be doing is focusing on the people that are interested and you continue to try to pander to a group of people that aren't interested in your product and you continue to disrespect the people that should be interested and want to be interested in your product. And this is how you end up with the situation of the Marvels right here, right now. And it's kind of the same thing as like anything else, man. It's like, look, man, YouTube is the same fucking thing. All right. Ryan is going to make as many fucking videos on whatever topic he wants to, and the audience is going to be there as long as he listens to that audience. Then you're going to have the fucking weirdos that are going to cry about it all day long because Ryan or Jeremy or Gary or whoever makes too many videos on this topic. They don't fucking care what we do. It's not like those weirdos on Twitter that cry about us all day long are actually going to watch our shit if we start talking about something differently. We know that for a fact. So we don't worry about them except for laugh at them, occasionally. That's it. So just continue to make what the audience wants and what you feel passionately about, and the numbers will take care of themselves. This is not what Hollywood does. Hollywood decides, oh man, we have to worry about what the freaks out there on Twitter, the blue-haired weirdos and the pronouns in bio. We got to pander to them, even though they know they can't fully do it. This is how you end up with the Marvels. And for a whole different reason, you got DC in the same situation for a whole different slew of reasons, dude. It's wild. Hollywood just has a disease all through it right now. And I don't see how any of these studios get back on track consistently. Like you look at somebody like Christopher Nolan, who Christopher Nolan does not give a shit what people think. He has his vision. He's going to tell his story, and he doesn't really give a fuck. And that's why he's successful. He doesn't care. He's not worried about getting likes and retweets. Could you imagine Christopher fucking Nolan getting on fucking Twitter and tweeting because his film got criticized? You know what I mean?
Probably wouldn't happen.
Probably wouldn't happen because he doesn't give a shit. But he's so Quentin Tarantino is another. Quentin Tarantino, who I'm not a fan of in terms of his movies, like I am Nolan, but I love that Tarantino does his own thing and he doesn't care what people think. We don't have that many people left in Hollywood like that.
Yeah. I mean, it is tough to do that. So I feel like it's easy to look at that and say that, but those guys are also like successful. You know, it's a little bit tougher if like for somebody to just not care what anybody thinks and do their own thing when what they're making is fucking failing. You know what I mean?
Well,
so,
yeah, but
and then the reaction is always going to be like to speak out or defend yourself or whatever. But not to say those guys don't get any criticism. They certainly fucking do. But I mean, it's a little bit easier to just ignore all that when everything you do continues to, for the most part, be a success.
Yeah, but I would argue, like, I mean, Nolan's success and Tarantino's successes they're kind of different. Like Nolan has this mainstream success, whereas I don't think Tarantino has as much mainstream success, but he has a very passionate fan base, like Nolan does too, that will pretty much go see anything he does because he has a unique vision for what he does. But it's all connected though. If more people would take the approach that Tarantino and Nolan took, and even Scorsese, then Hollywood would be in a much better place.
Scorsese is very like, I feel like recently he's in the news all the time for shitting on like Marvel movies or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Killers of the Flower Moon, I'm sure they've got a big deal with Apple or whatever. Who knows how much money like that movie is going to get from Apple for their whatever deal they had, but did not perform super well at the box office, to be quite honest. I still haven't seen it. It's fucking long. I think I said when we first reacted to that first trailer, I said it looks like a movie I'm probably going to wait for streaming for.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm still sitting there in that boat. Let's get through some of these super chats. We got a $50 from Disco Cobra. Gone are the days of Pixar films that actually have good character development and was also entertaining for kids and adults. Been so long since I've seen a decent Pixar film. I stopped watching them for around the 2010s era. Toy Story / Cars / Incredibles are goated. Thank you, Disco Cobra.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I mean, I love that. Like Toy Story, I think Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 are perfect films. I think 4. I've watched it once, and I'm probably never going to watch 4 again. I don't hate 4 to the level of something like The Last Jedi or anything like that. I remember being okay with it, but as time passed, I just remember going, Toy Story 4 kind of sucked. And I've just never went back and watched it. And I don't even acknowledge Toy Story 4 when I think about the Toy Story films. And Cars and Incredibles were, obviously great films. But yeah, Toy Story 1, 2, 3, perfect films in my opinion.
Tomac for $20. Ryan, I picked up Republic Commando over the weekend. I've been struggling with that game. Was it hard back in the day or have I gone soft? It wasn't like a super easy game. I died a lot during Republic Commando, if I remember right, but I also played it when I was like a teenager.
Mark has a fantastic video on this channel about Republic Commando.
It's true. And it was probably uploaded in the wrong fucking, he got so mad one time because I think like that Force Unleashed video, Josiah uploaded like 720p or something. Instead of like he recorded it in like fucking 4K.
Yeah.
And it like performs super well. Oh man. The Gendraverse for $10. Thank you. Super Mastermind, member for 7 months. Wishmaster 2 was good. That's good. Quattrino VR for $1. The Marvel's attraction at Walt Disney World would be a walkthrough at a feral cat colony, and an MCU fan would be the first one in line to sit for it. Vault 95 Survivor on Rumble. Good morning, Jeremy and Ryan. Jeremy, you thank you for your square up last night. Lots of fun. Who won, YouTube or Rumble?
I think if you added gift and memberships to it, YouTube certainly won. I think super chat to super chat, I think YouTube still won, but it's like Rumble's won 3 out of the last 5, I think, overall Cobra Cast, which is crazy. So shout out to the Rumble army over there.
Vault 95 Survivor for $1. Ripaverse Alpha Cores at $1,014,000. Hell yes. 3 straight $1 million campaigns in like a year and a half for Ripa, which is pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah. Too bad he's falling off, man.
Falling off like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Archie for $5. I'm afraid if they bring back Robert Downey Jr., he'll get the treatment of Jake Skywalker from The Last Jedi. That's to be honest, that's kind of how I feel about it. I actually don't think they should like bring these characters back because there's 2 ways that they could do it. One would be like a little 5 or 10 minute cameo of getting them all together for a moment, which I guess if you want to do something like that, as long as it serves a purpose, okay, that could work. But even if you get them back for like a whole movie, like they have to like set things right with the maybe they could just end the multiverse, right? They could all like end up, but you'd have to like have them all die off or go back in their own place. I don't fucking know. What I don't want to happen, which is what I would think would happen, is Robert Downey Jr. comes back for one last hurrah, and then he like looks at Ironheart. He's like, I don't have to worry anymore. You got this, kid. And like high fives the little black girl who's going to take his role in the universe. That's what you know what I mean? That's just, I could totally see that happening. So I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, just get ready because I'm pretty sure that they are going to bring him back for that very reason. And there's going to be so much excitement when it happens, when the announcement happens. You know what I mean? It's going to be TLJ all over again.
Yeah, I would rather just to be honest, I would rather just them reboot everything. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Where are we? Oh, I said that dry fading ice for $5. Been a fan of the channel for years. Yep, that's it. Y'all have a great day. Welp, see you later. Thank you, dry fading ice. Scott McKenzie for $5. Good morning, Ryan and Jeremy. The 199 D- has deep pockets and backing. How long can they sustain the losses, losing fans, and how deep is the W infestation? I don't know how long they can go. I don't have that answer.
Yeah, there's no telling. They're going a lot longer than I thought they could go, and yet here we are. They're still losing money left and right.
Let's see. Jay's saggy orange gotten titties for 199. I love Krista, but Jeremy, please help her on Mario RPG.
Man, that's the beauty.
Bad at it.
That's the beauty of it. As I said, with the rare exceptions, like people like Ninja and others, bad gaming is more entertaining. That's why people like watching Gary. So yeah, she's never played Mario RPG, so she was completely over. Flash was just yelling at her in the chat.
Take her for $5. After Barbie, some cuck said something like, more movies about toys? No, more movies about women by women. Now we have the Marvels. Where you at, bro? Well, I don't know who said that, but they're completely different because women actually showed up to see Barbie. Because women don't want to show up to see women acting like men, which is what the Marvels is. Make a wish for $2. Make a birthday wish, Ryan. Thank you. Take her for $5. Jay on Red Letter Media described Disney best when he said, if at first you don't succeed, try again to fail more. Dull Life Dan for $5. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday. Also, Fortnite added ranked squad. I want to see how y'all do against real competition.
Get fucking annihilated.
And you're really good against those bots.
Yeah. I've never claimed to be good at Fortnite. I just like playing the game.
Eddie Brock for $249. Gonna buy the $10 PS5 upgrade for Last of Us Part 2. No, I don't have the first one, so I couldn't buy that upgrade.
I will pass. No, dude, I was watching one of these Fortnite guys. I can't remember. He's big Fortnite channel, and he basically was like trying to troll Ninja with this other pro. Like he had this other pro playing as him and trying to trick Ninja.
I didn't think that was him or whatever.
Yeah, but it ended up he couldn't get Ninja to play build mode because Ninja hates build mode now. So he ended up getting another pro to play against this guy, and I watched them, and Cypher. It was Cypher. That's right, bro. Watching these guys play 1v1 on build mode, it's fucking insane, dude. It's insane. I can't believe how good. Like I've never really watched. Like I've watched Ninja play, I've watched Tfue play, but like watching these guys go at like a 1v1 in build mode, and I'm like,
it's a build off. That's what it is. Like
I couldn't even process what I was watching, and I'm like, why do I even play this game? I was happy that Ninja hates build mode now. He despises build mode. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not a fan of Ninja, but the video was pretty cool though.
To TZ Rock for 5. How do you destroy a man? Give him everything he wants and nothing he needs. Superfly for 2. Anyone gonna watch Eddie in Candy Cane Lane? I guess Jeremy is.
Hey.
Jesus Davila for 199. Thank you. Lord Botha for 5. Eddie Murphy tanked his career by promising his wife he wouldn't make rated R films because they had children and she didn't like it. I actually do remember that.
Really?
That's when he started getting into the like daddy daycare and the doctor. Like, I feel like I do remember that.
Really?
Wow. But I don't know if that's a real story or not.
I mean, that would explain because like
you started doing a lot more family friendly shit.
Eddie Murphy Raw back in the day, his stand up, man. So he definitely made a shift. He definitely has made a shift for sure.
Chris B for 5. Eddie's quite introverted in his regular life. According to those in his inner circle, could be that and his brother's passing diminished his drive. Maybe. Tupac's baby leg for 2. Will Smith ain't got shit on me. That's what we've heard. Arthur for 2. Alex Jones video game thoughts.
I haven't played it yet.
Official Alex Jones video game playthrough win.
Yeah, I need to play it. I know Stutter and Craig played through it. Apparently it was fairly easy. Now Craig's really good at 2D side scrollers. So, but I did look to go download it, and yeah, I just wanted to. I bet it's awesome. It's like Broforce is another one people want me to play. I really want to play Broforce. Remember that guy that used to ask me about Broforce all the time? But yeah, Broforce is multiplayer. Broforce is cool. I have played Broforce a little bit. Broforce is awesome.
James Norman for $2. Robert Downey Jr. obviously wanted Tom as his successor. You mean like the character wanted Spider-Man as a successor?
Tom Holland? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. I don't know what Robert Downey Jr. wanted for his character's successor, but maybe. Crazy Clown Town, member for 16 months. Jeremy, did you have Ryan read that one Tobias super chat from the other week?
Oh, man. I'll see if I can track it down really quick.
Elite Neo for 5. Maybe Krista should have started her foray in the realm of SNES era RPGs with Final Fantasy Mythic Quest.
Yeah, she's a noob when it comes to RPGs. She'll get there.
Vault 95 survivor over on Rumble. Who's the bigger failure? Phil Levant, metal singer with gold albums opening for Metallica, or Rippus selling tens of thousands of comic books and making over $7 million on 3 campaigns? I know it's tough, right? All this failure going on.
I know. Let's see.
We're all caught up.
All right.
I said something fucked up.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Tobias, we specifically knew that you would want to read it. I'm looking for it now, but I don't see it. And I don't know if Jed has it. I know Jed's backstage. Oh, here we go. What? No, that's not it. No, I don't know. I don't know where it's at. But
you guess it was something about fucking furries?
Yes. I mean, isn't it always with Tobias? Let's see.
Yes.
Ryan just seems so thrilled about it. I can't find it right now, Tobias. I'm looking through them and I can't find it, but I will make sure. That we get that one for you. but I can't remember what it was specifically. So what is today? Today's Monday.
Correct. I came to laugh at you, Five. You would have to ask Rick James if those Eddie Murphy rumors are true.
All right, so Monday, we got Cobra Cast over on my D-Day Cobra channel tonight, and then we have our Party Animal stream after that, so that should be a lot of fun. So make sure you're tuned in for that. I don't know who all is going to be there tonight, but it should be fun. And then also, I'm going to make a video on this Pokimane thing. I think this whole Pokimane, who's to me the most one of the most unlikable people on the entire internet, just because it's funny and it's interesting. I'll probably upload that to this channel. I got a Smash Bros video coming out that Nerd Wars edited. That is going to drop today. As a matter of fact, I'll probably drop that right after this.
Wait, hold on. I didn't know that was allowed on YouTube.
What?
Or it's just going to be like a video of you guys getting raped the entire time, right?
Pretty much. It's
Maybe YouTube
bad.
changed their standards.
It's bad. It's bad. Like, it's this dude, like, it basically makes the Will Smith situation look,
murder,
not bad, because this is bad. But yes, that's
so
we're gonna upload that Smash Bros video here soon. So be on the lookout for that. And other than that, what do you got going on, Ryan, besides positivity?
Making videos. That's about it.
And I got to give a big congrats to our boy Gary, 900,000 subscribers. Look at that, man. 900,000, the road to 1 million. Damn. Look at that, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. So shout out to Gary. It's amazing to see. So we'll see. Where's Dan Vask at?
Over that, I think.
Where's Dan at? Like maybe 910, 915, something like that. It's going to be
904.
Ooh. Damn. So that is crazy. All right,
Dan
guys.
has only released 3 fucking videos in the last year.
Yeah.
Like,
we thought he had something planned. Remember when we thought he had something planned and he didn't? He made it sound like he had all the, we're like, the reason he made this challenge because he's got plans. And he really did.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, come on, Dan. Is Dan just waiting? Are we giving Dan more credit than he deserves for like, oh, he's got it all worked out. He's got it planned. I don't think so.
The fact that he didn't do a Peaches cover is sinful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly.
Gary says, I have a video coming out today.
Yeah, when you compare like Gary's output to Dan's, that's like comparing my output to Gary's.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, it's true. Oh, yeah, man.
This is basically Gary spamming videos at this point, putting out one a week.
Yeah. All right. Well, shout out. Make sure you subscribe to Nerdrotic. And also, if you want to, Dan Vask. I don't think he needs it, but it is what it is. But good stuff. Hail Friday Night Tights. Appreciate you guys. And I will see you on Cobra Cast a little bit later tonight. So,
bro, how did Dan not do a fucking I'm Just Ken? Like, yeah, Dan, there's so many big missed opportunities for some of these covers. That would have been great.
Ryan, just make it, get you a music channel. All right. And just start doing the covers, man. You could do it like your Pokemon, dude.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, it's worth a try. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you to Rumble. Great crowd. We got 500 people on Rumble right now. So hell yeah, man. That's awesome. But thank you guys so much. We appreciate all of you. We'll see you a little bit later tonight for Cobra Cast and for Party Animals. Have a good night, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.